Hello guys, Gene here with G Squared Tactical. We got to bring it outside today. It's warm enough. It's a little chilly, but the last couple videos we did, we was indoors where you guys say you can't really see the gun that well. But now you have to deal with the frogs and the crickets and the occasional buzzard that may fly over and squawk, and maybe some fighting squirrels, some neighborhood kids trying to kill each other. I'm not really sure. They're screaming with each other. Don't know exactly what's going on there, but I'll try to overtalk all that, and we can concentrate on the awesomeness that is in front of us today. And that awesomeness is the Magnum Research Desert Eagle 50 AE. Now, this is a gun that I often thought up until a few years ago would be unobtainable for me. You know, we are not wealthy people, so I did not think a gun with an MSRP of $2,200 would be something that would be obtainable for me. Although it was very iconic and it was made so in a lot of movies. Of course, you can get them all gold, different color combinations, black or blue lower, stainless upper. You can get grips that wrap all the way around and have finger grooves in them. It's very versatile in that way, I guess. You can get it without the compensator here on the end. But I would say if you do get it, I agree with a lot of other folks that you should probably get the 50 AE. I personally don't think it's a Desert Eagle unless you do get the 50 AE. And if you disagree with that and you say, well, a 44 357 is more practical, well then good news, as you can buy a barrel kit and chambered in 44 Magnum or 357 Magnum, and you can change these barrels out relatively easy, and well, then you have yourself a 44 mag. But you also have the awesomeness, which is the 50 Action Express. So we'll talk a little bit about the gun today, and before we do that, I will say that you always have that one person, and I'm sure there'll be one here on the channel today as we talk about it. And I had one of those at the gun counter. Oh, I would absolutely carry that gun. Yeah, oh yeah, I mean, as a matter of fact, I'm going to have that gun one day. I've already got the holster in mind. I'm going to put a light on it. I'm getting a light bearing holster, and I believe the dude was serious. I believe him with all my heart. I don't think he was joking around one bit. And so you'll always have that guy, you know. I personally don't want to be in the restaurant or a grocery store where that guy is and he feels the need to use that weapon as a source of self-defense. And I'm sure most other people in the grocery store would appreciate that as well. I personally did not buy this gun for a self-defense tool. I don't necessarily think that it applies to me. I live in a neighborhood. I'm sure that the neighbors downrange from me, either uprange or downrange, would appreciate me not using it either. I'm sure that my wife and others that may be in my house would also appreciate it. I mean, we're talking about a buffalo bore makes that with a typical grain of this is about 300 grain, moving at about 1,500 foot per second or 1,450, with a muzzle energy of about 1,500 foot-pound. It's going to pin some walls. It's going to go through some stuff is what I'm trying to say, and you're going to be responsible for whatever it goes through and hits other than what you were intending to hit. So if you were out in Alaska and you frequently saw bears or maybe other wildlife that intended to do you bodily harm, then okay, I could see maybe this being something you towed around with you on a daily basis. But with a full 7-round magazine in the mag well, one in the pipe, safety down, with no attachments at all on this gun, should the guy that I was talking to have put a light on here, just with a full mag and one in the pipe and the gun itself. In this particular model, this is the Mark 19. It does have the lower and the upper rail, weighs in at almost 5 pounds. If you want to carry something that's 5 pounds on your waist all day, and you're not somewhere where you're going to frequent polar bears or you know, saber-tooth lions or something, then I mean, more power to you, I guess. But this for me was more of nostalgia, I guess, a novelty, and certainly something to take to the range, show your friends, and blow some crap up. I mean, it was fun. It is a powerful round. And should I ever decide to maybe go boar hunting or something of that nature, I think it's a very formidable round for that. And also I think probably more so practical, because for me anyway, I could put a red dot up here. Even with this, just these iron sights, I could take the most powerful semi-automatic handgun in the world, and I could look down these sights, and with this 6-inch barrel and it being compensated or vented here on the end, is very manageable. The recoil is very manageable, more so than 45-70 or 44 Magnum BFR revolvers that we've shot. And so I feel like I could be more accurate with this if I were hunting boar or some wild game or something again, but that's if I'm out hunting. Of course, I'm not doing that, and so this is just something I'm probably just proud to have, number one, and I'm probably just going to put in a case and maybe hang it up on the wall above my office desk or something like that. But as I said, it does weigh about 5 pounds fully loaded, and the overall length of this gun is almost 11 inches long. It's like 10 and 3/4, I believe it is, with a width of 1 1/4 and a height of 6 1/4. So it's a big hunk of iron or steel, and it's got a trigger reach of 2 3/4 and an outstanding 8.5 inch sight radius. So like I said, that's even without an optic mounted up here, is going to make it extremely accurate. And we already have a range video up on this, so you can see that it is very surprisingly accurate, and the recoil is very manageable. This, like I said, this particular model does come with the rail that is almost at the very front and just right in front of the trigger guard. I did get cute and put a little rifle flashlight on here with a pressure pad on it, but I took it off, and I did put a little red dot up here, but it took away from the originality of the gun. I just didn't like how it looked, and I wasn't intending to use it for, self-defense applications, so I just took it all back off, and I have my original good-looking work of art. Out of all the options out there, I did like this color combination the best. I'm not saying there's not some other ones that are not beautiful, but to me this looked more original. I didn't really have the need for a more rugged finish or anything like that, because like I said, it's just more of a fun, awesome little range gun for me to go out and have some fun with. So I took all of the attachments and things off, but if you do plan to use it for hunting or something like that, then those rails top and bottom are available for you to be able to use, should you choose to do that. So again, we will try to integrate some, we're certainly going to put some pictures in here, but also some range video. This is gas operated. If that bolt that is in there looks familiar to you, then you're probably an AR-15 fan. And although it is not an AR-15 bolt, it is very similar and works very similarly, and it allows it to be very, very reliable. And if you would have noticed at the range when we were shooting this, its reliability really in a lot of ways depends on you. If you'll notice, when Trey was shooting it, for some reason he continued to keep limp wristing the gun, and about every other round, if not every round, it was failing to feed. I think I had that happen to me one time, but it was more of a situation where it didn't fully go back into battery. It did feed, but it didn't go back into battery. It's just a simple matter of hitting it and it was ready to go. So I was surprised actually by its reliability, how it cycled. And honestly, like I say, with this vented barrel here, going by videos that I had seen prior to purchasing this gun, I expected it to split my wig or come very close to doing that. And it was very manageable and actually quite pleasurable to shoot. I had a lot of fun shooting this gun. So it is a very, very tight, well-made, stunning work of art. It does have blacked out sights that are steel, and I am not a fan of that. I were not able to see them very well. If I would have had a blued gun, and since the top of this barrel right in this area between where the, I guess you would call that, the bolt group starts and the pick rail starts, or the railing system starts on the top of this barrel assembly, it is shiny right there, and the sun was just beaming off of that, and it was making it tough for me to see these sights. So these blacked out sights I did not like. I'm probably not going to change them, because again, this is just a fun gun for me. But the good news is you can change them. You can push them out, knock them out with a punch. You can get some fiber optics, some 3 dots, some night sights, whatever floats your boat. I will say this, and I did learn this by some of the research I was doing, that if you have one that is made in America and you order sights online and it says the sights are made in Israel, they are not going to work. Or if you have an Israel version and you buy sights that are made in America, they are not going to work. I really don't understand why. Maybe somebody could tell us, but they just won't. So if you are going to replace the sights, be conscious of that. Like I said, it did come with one 7-round magazine. Trey got me another one for a Christmas gift. Not quite sure what he paid for it. Maybe he'll put it up on the video here. But I know that they have some of these that have been polished, and they claim to be more reliable, that sell for $150. So that's pretty insane for a magazine. But again, you can replace those sights if that's what you choose to do. Just a quick comparison here. This is a 45 ACP. This is a 50 Action Express. You can see the extreme difference here. This is a very powerful self-defense round, and it fails in comparison to this 50 Action E, or Action Express. So just a massive round, and do some massive damage. I would love the next time we went to the range to maybe take some stuff that we could actually really literally blow up instead of shooting at paper. But the last time we went to the range was the first time that we had shot the gun, and so it was kind of new to us, and to be honest, we was kind of nervous about it. But let's set this here and let's see what came in the box. It did come with a nice little carrying case. It's not the thickest of plastic, maybe not the best quality case, but it did come with a little case here. Not much going on up here, nothing under there. But if you lift this out, you have yourself a little Mark 19 Desert Eagle. I'm assuming this is a operation manual or something. I'm not even sure that I even have anything to play this in, so I have not watched this, unfortunately. It does come with an operation manual. It comes with a little offer to join the NRA here. If you have not done that, that's always a good idea, as they do help protect their Second Amendment rights. It does have a piece of paper here. Looks like it's showing you different grips and stances to safely shoot this gun, and like a little catalog style ordering form here on the back, should you want to order the different barrels and things of that nature, which you can do that on their website. A little advertisement here for some of their revolvers, which we do have, and we like them a lot. That's some stuff I got from the gun store. This is the exterior care of your firearm, and I will note that there are some very specific warnings on here about cleaning certain of the finishes, and that's another reason why I like this stainless finish, because it's less likely to be damaged if you wanted to polish it or use certain solvents or things of that nature. Of course, you have your little lock in here, and it comes with a tool to remove the bolt and the firing pin. Now I'm not going to do that, and I have not done that, but you do have a tool here to do that with, should you need to replace it or do some more extensive deep cleaning of the firearm. You have a tool here to remove your bolt or your firing pin. So yeah, I got a lot of little goodies for entertainment in there, I suppose. Like I said, it's a nice little, yeah, decent little soft case, should I say, to carry a $2,200 firearm in. I think maybe it should have a 14 karat gold lining on the inside or something like that. But you know, some guns you pay $2,200, $2,300, $2,400, like maybe a Staccato, a Langdon Tactical, something like that, and you know, you pick it up and it hardly weighs anything. It's a bunch of plastic, you know, and you pick this up, you've picked up something, my friends. This is a nice hunk I mean, you know, you're holding a piece of stunning quality in your hand when you're holding this gun. Now, as I have said on other videos, YouTube kind of frowns on us completely disassembling guns on the channel. So, but there are some things about the disassembly of this that I personally learned that I want to mention to you guys today. And if I put a swing set together for my children or some office furniture or something for the office, yeah, I'm probably going to look at the owner's manual, the instruction manual, and I'm probably going to go by that, right? Um, because I'm only going to be doing it that one time. But for something that I'm going to be doing over and over and over again, potentially many times throughout my life, if I read the owner's manual in order to do whatever it is, take it down, clean it, whatever, I will have to look at the owner's manual every single time after that. I will never learn how to disassemble that firearm without using the owner's manual. It's just the way that my brain is set up, I suppose. So I had to tinker with it, figure out how to take it down myself. And in doing so, and having not looked at the owner's manual, when I did, this barrel assembly shot across the room I was sitting in, and I was very fortunate that I was in a living room where we had a nice plush rug over our hardwood floor, so when it flew off, it landed over onto the plush rug, and I did not damage my barrel assembly here. So we're gonna just show you how to avoid doing that. I think would probably half of the battle. So you want to pull your hammer back until you hear a click and the trigger will come forward. It's not really half cocked, but we're gonna call it that. So you see the trigger pop forward, you heard that very pronounced pop, okay? On the same side as the mag release, at the top front of the trigger guard here, you'll see a button that you can easily push through to the right side of the firearm, okay? Now when you push that through, you can see again over here, you can see it pushing through, and you have a lever here that you will push down as you're pushing that button, and or counterclockwise down, counterclockwise, whatever. Well, when you're holding this and you push this forward, it will disengage this barrel assembly from this bolt assembly, I'm going to call it, and it will fly across the room on you. So the best way for me, and everybody's going to be different, but I took my strong hand and I just held the whole entire gun like this, thus holding the barrel assembly. I took the middle finger of my left hand and I used it as my pushing finger to push the button through, and I used my thumb of that same hand to rotate my lever down. It's not difficult at all to do. So middle finger, pushed it in, took my thumb, pushed down on the lever there, and as you can see, it releases the barrel here, and it easily just, it's got a little notch here in the top, and you can see to put it back in there quite easily, just pulls right up out of there. And the other thing is, I'm not going to take this slide off because I want to put it back together here, but when you do take this slide or the contraption here that's holding the bolt, I found it easy to flip it upside down like this and pull it off, because there's two springs recoil springs down in here that they won't go flying, but they will fall off. As you pull this out, they'll fall out of the bottom and they'll roll to the abyss somewhere underneath the couch, and you'll never find them. So it's easy if you just hold it up and slide it forward, and as you do, the springs will just fall in your hand. That's, again, I'm sure that's in the owner's manual. Most of you people that have this probably already know that, but I did not, because I did not look at the owner's manual. So I'm not going to put this back together, but it is very easy to do. You just, like I said, there's a notch in here. You just drop it down in that notch. And can't make a fool out of myself here. So you drop it down in that notch and just push it back and pop the lever up, and it's back in place. Said I wasn't going to do it, but I did it right. You know, something starts to get the best of you, you just got to do it. but anyway, so you put the barrel assembly back on there, kind of push it back. Now it's a little more complicated than that. Once you take the bolt area, the bolt group, or whatever you're calling that, once you take that part of the slide off, it can be a little tricky to get it back on there. But once you get that back on there, putting the barrel back on is a breeze. Just flush it all up and pop your lever back up, and it's a done deal. Everything's ready to go. Everything you do on this gun, you must do with purpose, because everything is tight. And like I said, it is a nice, well finished work of art. So we didn't really take it down today. Most of these things we've talked about that you haven't been able to see on the camera. We're going to take some pictures. Really hope you enjoyed watching the video today, and just, yeah, I guess a little bit of celebration with us in being able to purchase this gun. And we thank God for that, and we thank God for every day. We thank you guys for watching. As I said, I hope you enjoyed. Please set your alerts, make sure you subscribe, leave us your comments, something we may have left out, something you want to hear about, something maybe we said wrong. We respond to everything. We enjoy hearing from you guys and getting your feedback. Again, thanks for watching.